And so the prodigal son returns, back with another Fortnite commentary video, one that he didn't think he would actually be making until he started really thinking about it and realizing that he actually really misses YouTube, and so he's back. Hey guys, it is Shiny here, back with another YouTube video after a little while. I can explain briefly here why I've been gone. I'm really sick right now. I've been coughing like a motherfucker. I've just overall like everything's been really rough with me lately. Some mental issues have been going on as well. I want to get into those in a different video because I feel like it's a great thing to be open with you guys about how I'm doing. I have been sick, but I'm feeling semi-better. I've been taking medicine and stuff. I've been doing a lot of self-care. I feel like I've been sick since like Christmas, actually. I feel like is when this all kind of started, so it's been a few weeks at this point already, but you know, hopefully I get to a point where I have to stop straightening my throat because there's phlegm stuck right in the back there. But overall, I feel like I'm at a point now where I can record videos again, and to a point where I feel like I'm comfortable making videos again, so that's a great thing. And today I want to talk about Chapter 4 yet again. I did kind of like I did 2 videos on Chapter 4 already, and how it's pretty good. And I did one about how Winterfest was bad. That didn't really affect Chapter 4 for me personally, because while Winterfest was bad, at least the game was still enjoyable. And the game still is enjoyable at this point, but I do kind of want to talk about a couple of other things. Namely, I want to talk about some of their newer additions, as well as the bugginess of this chapter, because it is honestly the biggest issue with the game at the moment. And I think I'm going to get that out of the way first. Why is the game really buggy? So look, I get that Fortnite was on vacation. I get that like the devs, you know, they took a little break. I completely understand that. But it seems like anytime they take a break, the game just breaks. Like, pun not intended, obviously. Fortnite in Chapter 4 has been extremely buggy. Now, that's not to say it hasn't been enjoyable. I've still been enjoying the game every other day. I haven't been playing every day. Ever since I hit level 200, I was just kind of like, yeah, I'm not really gonna be playing nearly as much as I used to be playing. But I still do play every other day. You know, obviously, playing Battle Royale over and over and over, it gets boring after a little while, even when the game's at a really good spot, which I still agree that it is at a good spot. It's not gonna stay the same for forever, you know what I mean? So I do kind of feel like, obviously, if you have nothing to grind for, the game just is significantly more boring. Now, obviously, I've been trying to adopt a mindset that's like, oh yeah, well, even when there's nothing to grind for, I can still enjoy the game. But then that just makes me notice the fucking bugs, because I have nothing else to do, so I just look towards the bugs, and lo and behold, they are a huge issue. Recently, I've noticed a brand new issue where I will literally just freeze in place, and I won't be able to do anything. I literally won't be able to move, swap guns, shoot, or anything. I won't get disconnected from the game. Everything else will be moving. I've died several times because of this, and it makes me not even want to play pubs. It's so annoying, but I'm still playing because, well, I don't know, what else am I going to play? Fucking, like, Hollow Knight? Like, holy shit, man. I like Hollow Knight. Don't get me wrong, I love Hollow Knight, it's a great game. It's just kind of an issue that I've noticed with the game. In the gameplay here, you can see even I'm like shaking around and shit, and then I fucking teleport, and then I'm like, oh god, it's so annoying. And then there's like the issues with the hammer. You know, there's a new bug going around where you can get infinite fucking shockwaves with the hammer, which is really annoying. However, they have not disabled that, because I feel like Epic Games knows that if they disable that, then the game is just going to go to absolute shit. They would rather disable the fucking Excalibur rifle if that had an issue than the hammer, because the hammer is actually, like, really good. And I'm gonna be real with you. I'm still salty over the fucking My Hero Mythic. Look, I still thought it was OP, but it was something. You know, like, at least we had a level of content with the game at that point in time, but then it got fucking disabled. I'm honestly surprised there's been no issues with the guns or anything of that sort. There's issues with the augment, there's issues with the hammers. I want to talk about the augments too, in a both positive and negative light, because augments are also very buggy at this current state in time, and I don't know what's going on. with the game right now. So augments, man, I love augments. They changed the game up a lot. I think that they're one of the best changes that they've ever included to the game. I like that there's some augments that basically just give you an entire loadout, like tactical armory. I think that's really great. And the bow ones, like, I'm gonna be real with you, I don't use bows nearly as much this season. They're a little more like, I want to say they're better this season because you're not forced to craft them or anything of that sort. Although one of the main complaints I've heard from a lot of people, especially people I play with, is that they just want like a normal bow without any of the like weird crazy shit with it, like the flame bow or the stink bow or the shockwave bow. They just want like a normal bow, which I completely agree with. I don't know why we don't have like a mechanical bow or a primal bow in the game at the moment, but man, I don't know. Epic Games, I guess. But one of the big like issues, like let's say you have like the aerialist augment, right, and then you use the hammer while using aerialist, and then you try to slide after, you'll like be like fucking having a seizure on the ground after you slide, and I don't understand that. That was not an issue in previous chapters where you would just, well, the previous chapter where you would throw down a launch pad and then you'd slide. It even happens with launch pad in this chapter. I don't understand it. I just feel like the game is really, really buggy right now, and I feel like it doesn't bog the experience down too much for me because I'm still really enjoying the game and in general. Like, loot pool wise, I think this is one of the best metas we've ever had. I like all the guns that are in the game this chapter. I mean, even the bows, like I just said, like they're better this chapter than they were when they were in the game originally with fucking Primal, which, again, Primal was dog shit. I'm sorry. It was just a dog shit season. Like, this season's actually good. I still think the map is arguably the second best map, maybe even one of the first best maps that we've ever had. I will always say, like, Chapter 2 had the worst map out of them all. But, you know, like, this map and Chapter 3, like, those two were really good. Chapter 1, I just don't compare to any of the others because of how old it was and how, like, different the game was. But still, I don't understand how there weren't any issues in the game last chapter, and suddenly now there's issues with everything. Like, it almost feels like it's like the Skyrim of Fortnite, you know? Like, it's buggy, but it's enjoyable, but it can hinder some experiences. Like, there's a very popular clip among the people I talk to from when I was streaming, when the My Hero Mythic was in the game, and the person that I was fighting used it and they missed me, but then they continued to float midair, and they just killed me because they were invisible to me. My teammates could see them, but I couldn't, and when I told them to go on stream, lo and behold, they could not see him either. And I don't understand. I just don't get why all these glitches are just randomly appearing. Now, what I'm gonna say here is a crazy idea, and it's something Epic Games, for some fucking reason, just does not do. I love you, Epic, like the dev team, I love you guys, but maybe put out a patch? Like, I get that you have, like, scheduled patches and whatnot. I get that you have to schedule downtime. I get that there's a lot going on. But other games have shown that if there's issues going on, they can easily just put the game into downtime for like an hour or two, put out the patch, and then the game will go back online. It's not that difficult. If you have a fix to these issues and you want to put them out, put them out. There's not going to be any skins expected in this update, no POIs or anything. It's a bug fix. Make it blatantly clear that you're putting a bug fix update out, and people won't be upset. If anything, they'll be happy that you're showing that you're willing to fix these bugs, as opposed to just letting them stay in the game. It's not rocket science, man. It really isn't. Okay, let's talk a little bit more positively about the game. Augments. Earlier I wanted to say a lot about augments because I have a lot to say about augments. I love them, but I don't like the RNG with them. Like, I've been playing Chapter 4 for, well, the entire time, and I gotta be real with you, I feel like augments could be better. Like, I really feel like they could be better. I like them in their current state. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love augments in their current state. The idea that you can basically change your entire, like, gameplay and, like, kind of make it more original for yourself is absolutely insane. And what's crazy, too, is that every augment I feel was like made specifically so that way it can be used in both modes. Like I've played my handful of build mode matches. I've played mostly zero build, but my handful of build mode matches, I feel like even there the augments feel perfect. It's crazy how well Epic Games were able to implement these augments. My big issue is the RNG factor, because I swear I will spend all of my gold just to get Aerialist, and then like, what am I going to do in a future match, you know? Like, it's just really annoying how some matches I don't get augments that I like at all, whereas other matches I get maybe one or two that I like and one or two that I don't like, and then there's some matches where I get all augments that I absolutely love. Like I've said, my favorite augment is Aerialist, because Glider Redeploy is great. For zero build, I really like the one that lets you heal in the bush. I completely forgot what the name of it is. All of those are just really good augments, and then there's ones like Tactical Armory and all that like give you weapons that are not in the normal loot pool, and I think those are great too, and they should those are like designed to be like randomized. I get that, but I have an idea for augments that I feel like could make them just a little bit better, and it's a crazy idea here, and I know they're not going to do this, but I feel like it's one that would be very popular, and I feel like I can speak for myself when I say this, not for the entire community, but let us select augments before we get into a game. Like, I'm not talking about ones like Tactical Armory. I'm not talking about ones where it gives you an item, but ones that, like, change your move set. You know, like Aerialist, for example. Like I said, I have nonstop praise for Aerialist. What if you selected an augment like Aerialist before you got into a game, and then when it came time to, like, select your augmentation, boom, there it is. It's like an option for you. Like, you can select specific augments that you want to have in game, so that way when the augment like roll comes around, where you can like re-roll to get specific augments, that's an option. Or you could re-roll and get something else if you really want to, and then it could still list like other augments there. So that way you can have Tactical Armory only be obtainable through actual gameplay, because let's be real here, everyone would be selecting Tactical Armory if it were an option pre-game. Like, I know I would always be picking Tactical Armory, because that gives me a guaranteed combat shotgun and a guaranteed tactical AR. Like, that's a no-brainer. That's absolutely a no-brainer. I feel like the fucking augments that like just change things ever so slightly, like the ones that give you a higher jump, or the ones that like when you mantle you get some like the slap juice effect, those I feel like you could select in the pregame lobby, and then when you go in and you like actually select the augments, boom, it's just there for you. There's no RNG, you get those, and then that's great, and it allows you to like make augments that are maybe team-based, so that way Fortnite could have like some, I wouldn't say hero shooter elements, but you have to actually think about your augments, and you have to like make like a team-based augment kind of thing, and I just think it would make augments that much better, and you could keep all of those augments like Tactical Armory exclusive to in-game, so you still have like a secondary option in case you don't want the one that you had, and you can discuss it with your teammates. It would make the game so fun, and I think it would be a popular change. Now, I think augments are fine the way they are, don't get me wrong. I like the way that Epic Games handled the augment system in game at the moment. I don't really see any issues with it. I will say some of the augments are also very buggy. This ties into the bug talk that I was having earlier, where there was just so many issues with the game right now. Even though the game is still fun, there's just a lot of issues with several aspects of the game that I just wish they would just throw a patch out, man. I wish that they would like focus on getting these bugs fixed, because I know damn well that a lot of their content that they're pushing out this season is already developed. I completely understand that, and I don't feel like there's going to be any delaying like actual like big updates. Like, I'm fully expecting version 24.10 or 20 like in the next like week or so. Like, I'm fully expecting that, and I'm fully expecting for there to be like that owl thing, and like a lot of different content that is not in game right now. There's a lot lined up for this season, man. There's just a lot, but I feel like Epic Games needs to focus these updates now, because there's just a big issue with the game at the moment, and it's the bugs. And if Epic Games is able to fix the bugs, then I feel like the game will go smoothly. Like, I feel like it'll just play better. and I feel like people will be a lot happier with the actual state of the game. I feel like the state of the game is still good right now because Chapter 4 is really good, but there's just some stuff that they could make better. Also, I'm a fan of the mid-season drops. That's all. That's all I have to say about that. Anyways, that's it for this video. It was kind of like a longer one, kinda, but I just had a lot to say in this one because, again, it's just stuff that's been on my mind. There's a couple of projects I have in the work right now that I don't really want to speak of right now, but they are really good, and I think you guys are going to enjoy those, and I'll see you in a future video. Have a good day, have a good night wherever you are, make good choices, and I will see you all later. Bye.